Okay, massive God candles on silver, guys. Just this year, 2025, silver's up 150%. So, everyone's asking, why is this happening? Is silver gonna crash because it's gone up so much? Well, I'm gonna give you a lot of clarity on this in this video. I'm thinking of making a three-part video series on silver. So this first part, we're gonna explain um, this thing called the Shanghai Premium and why silver's broken out so much, especially this month, going from $56 to, I mean, it went up to 83, now it's at 71. The silver market is essentially breaking, and let me explain to you why. So, it's all to do with this thing called the Shanghai Premium. And what is that? Well, it's the difference in the silver price on the Shanghai Stock Exchange and the New York Stock Exchange. It's the same silver is traded, but the prices are different. And I'll explain to you why. So let me just show it to you first. This is a very handy website. I'm going to link it to you in the description. But you can see the blue line here is the price of an ounce of silver in dollars in Shanghai, and the gray line is in the West, so in the New York Stock Exchange, the London Stock Exchange. So you can see here, um, it's usually about a $2 to $3 difference, so not too much. But recently, so as of yesterday, it's about a $6 difference in Shanghai. It's $80 an ounce. In London and New York is about $74 an ounce. So why is this happening? So essentially, if the Chinese price would get too high compared to the Western price, so London, New York, um, essentially, the traders would arbitrage. So here you can see when the spread would get too wide, silver traders in China would buy the cheaper silver from the West. They would get it shipped to China and sell it at a better price in China because the market price in China is higher. So you'd make easy money on arbitrage that way. And essentially, because if the price in China is too high compared to the Western price, you have all these arbitrage traders shipping silver into China and selling it. So that's gonna keep the price down, and that's gonna close the gap, the price gap between the two markets. That's what would normally happen, right? But this time, as you can see, it's not happening anymore. This wide price gap has been around for like about a week now. And essentially, it's because there's less selling pressure on the Shanghai market. So, these arbitrage traders who normally see this price gap and they'd see, oh, we can make easy money here, ship silver from New York to China and sell it. They can't do that anymore because there's a massive silver shortage. And it indicates that silver supplies in the West are very low. So, for decades now, it's no secret that, the West have been selling gold. They've been net sellers of gold and silver, and the East, so like China, India, they've been net buyers. But the thing is, like a country like China, they produce about 60% of the world's silver. So there's only so long that the West can keep selling it, their precious metals, because they're not producers, but they had big reserves. But now these reserves are finally running out. So in the UK here, we have Atkinson's, which is one of the biggest silver dealers. I mean, look, you look at these silver bars, awaiting stock, awaiting stock, awaiting stock, awaiting stock. Um, and we also have fifth year of silver deficits. You can see orange line is the demand, orange bar, blue bar is the supply of silver. And for 5 years, we've had a deficit for various reasons, but a big reason being silver's used a lot in these emerging industries. So it's used a lot in semiconductors for like Nvidia chips, anything electrical, and it's used a lot in electric cars. Like I read the other day that in a Tesla car it uses between 25 and 50 grams of silver just for one car. So and it's being used in solar panels, so silver demand is ramping up quite a bit relative to the supply. So because of a lot of these reasons, the supply of physical silver is actually really low in the West. And it's finally, and it's showing because of this divergence in the price. There's no longer silver to 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 ship to China to close this gap, to sell in China and to close this gap, to close the Shanghai premium. So if we scroll down here, look, you can see premium is around, $3 for most of 2024. 2025 is about $1, and then it is just shot up here. Like for the same, like it's crazy. For the same ounce of silver in China's $8.64, $80.64, in America $74.68. That this isn't how markets are meant to function, because it's the exact same silver, S um, which shows that there's something really wrong here. So yeah, I mean, and this is just the beginning of this. This has only been going on for a week. But it's very likely to, in the longer term. I mean, look, what does that say? If there's no silver in stock anywhere. Uh, Institutions and individuals, they're seeing this and they're hoarding their physical silver more and more, which further is gonna suppress the supply. And it's just gonna be a vicious cycle, which explains why silver has gone up so much in the past year. And it's accelerating, as you can see, these candles, they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Um, so yeah, like this is a big turning point in the market. And add to this, in October, the Chinese government they announced export controls on silver. So, a lot of these Chinese firms, they're mining, they're processing silver, and from January 1st, they need a special government license to be able to export silver outside of China. Now, what does this say? China's trying to protect their industries which need silver. They're trying to keep silver for themselves, for their own EV industries, their own solar panel industries, their own AI data centers. And we can see in response, Jesse Pelton, December 26th, reported on this. Starting January 1st, China will restrict silver exports. And yeah, to export silver, companies will now need government licenses. And on X, Elon Musk responded to this himself, and he said, "This isn't good. Silver is needed in many industrial processes." So he's getting very worried because if China restricts silver exports fully, um, he's kind of fucked, to be honest, because all of his products, like his Tesla cars, they need silver. So, like, best case scenario, the silver price is gonna go up and his profit margins are gonna be affected. So this can have like really massive consequences. But we'll get onto that in part two. But just for this part, I wanted to explain that the silver market is breaking. Keep in mind, just if you can't take away anything from this video, keep in mind that the silver price in China, in Shanghai market, and the silver price in New York, London market is splitting. You can see the $6 difference. This isn't normal. It's signaling that there's just a massive stress in supply here. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think.